Hello, all my beautiful friends. Today is day 8 of my 90-day challenge, and the message today is to let the haters hate. I'm sure you've heard the expression, you can please some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you can't please all of the people all of the time. But I would like to add a little bit more to that. There are some people who will go out of their way to hate you. They there are some people who live for drama. There are some people who, for whatever reason, they're not happy with themselves or the world or whatever it is, they got to make everybody else around them miserable too. They look for ways to point out your flaws. They look for ways to vilify you. They look for ways to just hate on you. And what I've got to say about that is let the haters hate. You know, you can do what you can to try to convince them otherwise. You can shower them with love and light and truth, and it won't make a difference to them. And you can't beat yourself up over it. You can't be any truer than true. If you are living to the best of your ability, you are living your message, then you've got to let those people be. Do what you can, sure, to try to convince them that, you are authentic, but you can't let that be your burden. You have to let them carry that. That's their karma. All you can do is turn around and look at yourself in those situations and see how you can take a lesson from that. First, I, of course, am always so self-critical. I know a lot of us are. Look at yourself first and say, wow, am I these things? Am I being untruthful? Am I being, boastful? Am I being whatever of these negative things that they say that you're being? Look at yourself first and say, is any of this true? And if it's not, then you look at what lesson can you learn from that? Because haters are going to hate. There are so many people that are just filled with hate and doubt and drama and darkness. And there is just nothing that you can do about that. And you can't carry that burden for them. You can send all the positive love and energy that you want, but you can't let their karma weigh you down. I mean, there's enough that you got to worry about than trying to convince everyone, all at the same time. So you can't please all of the people all of the time. And like I said, there are those people who go out of their way to be miserable. They go out of their way to hate on you. And if it's not true, if you've analyzed yourself and it's not true, whatever they're saying about you, then you can't carry that. You can't let it bring you down. And I've got two examples, and I'll switch it up a little bit so that, protect the names of the innocent or whatever. But for example, I had someone in my life recently who every chance they took, they turned around and tried to vilify me. And I protested and I protested and I protested until I was blue in the face. And then I had to let it go. Because there are some people, like I said, that just thrive on the drama. They just thrive on the darkness. And if you're trying to be a being of light, then you be a being of light. You don't let their drama and darkness drag you down. Don't carry the burden of their karma. An example of letting someone else have their karma, I had someone recently ask me about doing spell working to help someone overcome their bad drinking habits. Something that, sure is a common thing, besides, things like marijuana usage. Alcohol is legal and it is abused quite often. But I had someone ask me about doing spell work to help someone overcome their drinking issues. And I said, well, first of all, when you do spell working for anyone or to anyone, if it's against their will or without their consent and knowledge, then that, for me at least, falls under the realm of dark magic. We don't do it. We don't interfere with other people's karma, even if it is for the greater good of their being. you don't know what kind of message that they need to learn in their life. And if you've done everything you can to share the positiveness or explain to them the errors of their way, then the only thing you can do, like I said, is turn back around and see what message is it that you need to learn from that situation. Same thing, like I said, with my recent person I had in my life that just took every chance they could to try to vilify me, and there was just nothing I could do about it. And it's painful on some levels because it's not true, and you want them to see that it's not true, like what they're thinking wrong. But like I said, you've got to let that go. You can't carry it with you. You just got to keep living your message. You got to keep being positive and not let those things drag you down. Like with my, I said a few days ago that when I would tell people about my YouTube channel and all of that, that I would follow it up with, oh, but it's silly, don't laugh and all that. On the other side of things too, when you tell people about it and they criticize, or if I haven't had it happen yet, but if people try to criticize you, you are silly, you are crazy, what are you doing trying to say these things? I haven't had it yet, but happen yet, but I'm sure it will. And I'm already going into that knowing that I can't carry that with me. I can't let, like I said, I can't let their karma bring me down. I can only look at it and see what message it is that I need to learn from that situation and then let it go. So, and another thing that I think too, when you're doing super successful and you're putting it out there, you're going to have haters. So for me, I don't look at it as a negative thing. I look at it as a positive thing. I'm like, oh, I'm out there enough. Even if they're talking bad about me, I'm like, I'm doing something where I'm in their mouth. My name is coming out of their mouth, for good or bad or indifferent. I'm getting it out there. My message is going forth. And I'd like for it to go in a positive way, but at least I'm like, I'm successful enough to have haters. So that's the message for the day: is let the haters hate. Let the haters hate. Let them be that. And don't carry it with you. I love you. Stay awesome.